After a solid 17 months full of burning continents, political division, and a pandemic unlike any we've ever seen, the ever-loving MCU has finally returned to us with the airing of WandaVision. This girl-on-bot thriller is the first shot into Marvel's fourth phase, and these Avengers alumni have come out swinging. This phase's first chapter has brought all the Marvel staples, superpowers, quips, and the constant question of where the hell is this freight train going? For anyone keeping pace with episode 6, Wanda seems to be well on her way to becoming a big problem for the MCU. But as is the deal with everything in this show, appearances most likely are deceiving. And even though the internet thinks it's got this show figured out, I smell the old Feige fake out just around the corner. For those of you new to the channel, my name is Hudsonus Prime, and after an extended absence, I am back to tell you who's really pulling the strings in Westview, and what the hell Catherine Hahn has to do with it. This is the final spoiler warning for anyone not caught up on WandaVision through episode 6. Make sure you've either seen it, already had it spoiled, or you just plain don't care, before going beyond this sentence. If you're hearing this, I'm assuming you're one of those 3 parties, so faster than you can say wrong Quicksilver, let's get to the theorizing. As I was saying, Marvel is definitely laying the blame thick on for Wanda here, which, don't get me wrong, she is controlling the whole show as everyone has correctly predicted since, San Diego Comic-Con 2019? Anyone watching, however, can see there's something more malevolent at play here. Agnes has been sus as hell all season. And Pietro proved to be quite the prick in his first full episode, even teaching the kids to be douchebags like him. While it is very possible that these two may be some combination of Agatha Harkness and Mephisto, I still have my doubts. Setting aside the problematic implications of WandaVision's main villain being an allegory for Satan raises for both Western and Eastern audiences, Eastern most of all as the CCP's censor board loves to ban media involving the supernatural elements. And since they hold the key to China's huge Disney Plus subscriber base, Marvel may not want to take that risk. The same way Marvel's hyping Wanda as a solo act in Westview, Marvel's using our own expectations and knowledge of comic history to mislead us into a surprise ending. I mean, this is Marvel after all, home of Trevor the Mandarin and habitual trailer trickery. Marvel's showrunner has used our own expectations against us before to keep the audience guessing and to avoid telling, quote, the same story that's been done before, end quote. Feige and friends know that we the fans know what happened to Wanda's twins in the comics, and he knows we're all expecting Mephisto. Unless Wanda is trading Westview's citizen souls for her happy ending, I really don't see what might motivate Mephisto to play tiddlywinks with Wanda's emotions here. Sure, you could claim it's because he's a devil and a douchebag, or fall back on the old deal with the devil story, but that just shines a light on aspects of this character likely to get him boycotted or censored with certain audiences. Besides, we've only got 3 episodes left, and there is a lot to cover before adding a new cosmically powerful villain's introductory exposition to the mix. Wouldn't it just be easier for Marvel to insert another dimension-invading, all-powerful, humblingly terrifying bad guy into that Mephisto slot to save some screen time and market risk? A censor-tested entity we've already seen and hasn't been heard from since 2016. After more than a year of stagnant speculation, the field is ripe for the old Marvel mislead, and if I'm right, there may be no bargain that can save our heroes this time. Wanda is being unknowingly coerced into maintaining an open rift in reality, not for her own happiness, but because someone or something is trying to get into our world. With the entire town eager to see her knocked up, and all the interest Agnes has shown in these twins since their arrival, it really makes me think these two are the key to the scheme. Now that Wanda has expanded Westview's borders, the stage is set for Dormammu to reveal himself as the big bad of the MCU's initial entry into Phase 4. There is one potential hiccup to this idea. Even if the Earth was Sorcerer Supremeless for 5 years after the snap, theoretically the world would still be protected as long as at least one of the 3 Sanctum Sanctorums remained standing. Since Dormammu snatched up his zealots at the end of Doctor Strange, he would need someone inside our dimension to open the door for him. As of now, I can think of at least one person very likely to be assisting in this goal. While Agnes has done more than enough to convince me she's magically inclined, There are a lot of characters in Marvel that are magically inclined. It makes no sense to me that they wouldn't just call her Agatha if she was, in fact, Wanda's mentor, Agatha Harkness. In the comics, Agatha has spent more time being an ally than a foe to Wanda, so why the mislead? The witch costume, the brooch, and the similar sounding name are all designed to lead us away from Agnes's true identity as Umar the Unrelenting, sister of Dormammu. A member of a race of powerful energy beings known as the Faltine, Umar was trapped in human form after giving birth to Doctor Strange's future wife. She and Dormammu were expelled from their home to the Dark Dimension for killing and eating their father and have been conquering neighboring dimensions ever since. Umar possesses a vast array of magical knowledge and abilities that her immortality has afforded her, including, but not limited to, interdimensional teleportation, time travel, and transmutation ability, along with energy manipulation in the form of telepathy, illusion casting, mind control, and creating magically constructed beings. Sparky! Oh, excuse me. She created Sparky. Her abilities make her more than capable of the shenanigans she's suspected of as Wanda's neighbor. Perhaps most telling when considering Agnes as Umar rather than Miss Harkness is because Agnes is horny as...
What about seduction techniques?
Ralph sprays it on me every night, but there's no taming this tiger.
Umar's character sports one of the strongest libidos in Marvel Comics, causing her to be trapped in humanoid form and seduce the Hulk in her last 2 stories in main continuity. WandaVision shining a light on Agnes's randy nature is more than a subtle hint that Umar, not Miss Harkness, prowls the streets of Westview. If I was a gambling man, I'd say Dormammu was pretty cheesed at Doctor Strange for clowning him with that time stone in 2016 and has actively been seeking revenge ever since. Taking advantage of Earth's 5-year lack of a Sorcerer Supreme post-snap, Umar made the jump to our dimension and began seeking a way to subvert Earth's sanctum security system. Though the blip returned the threat of Doctor Strange for Umar, it also provided the opportunity of a grieving Wanda Maximoff. Taking advantage of Wanda's abilities to telekinetically manipulate matter on a molecular level, Agnes has given Wanda her ideal life in exchange for Wanda ripping a hole in reality. With Wanda living her best sitcom life, it weakens the dimensional barrier enough for WandaVision's new reality to circumvent the protections given by the Sanctums. Once Agnes sets up her dimensional foothold, Wanda is peer pressured to create herself some kids.
All of this is for the children.
For the children. For the children.
For the children.
That in all likelihood will act as a means to get Dormammu into this realm. Whether Billy and Tommy are destined to act as some sort of Horcrux gateway or they get sacrificed as some sort of magical ritual, their immunity to Wanda's powers hints that they serve a power greater than their mother's. And that's not good for the MCU. While a number of dimension-surfing baddies could be in charge of Wanda's psychotic episode, Dormammu makes the most sense in the MCU's connected narrative. If the timing of Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness is any indicator, we can expect to see the Dark Dimension knocking on the MCU's reality soon. Very soon. But I've been jawing on long enough here. What I want to know is, what do you guys think? Have I convinced you that Dormammu and Marvel's strongest libido in Umar are waiting for us in the next 3 episodes? Or do you still think that this witch has made a deal with the devil? Or are you one of them fellers that thinks Nightmare is to blame for all this? Or is Wanda just gonna rob Jean Grey of her Dark Phoenix Thunder before Marvel's Merry Mutants even get their reboot? Let me know in the comments below who you think is WandaVision's top dog in the bad guy box. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more theorization on where the Marvel Universe is heading as we dive further into Phase 4. Also, to scratch that in-between video itch, be sure to check out the Way We Nerd podcast on YouTube, where we discuss enough of the ins and outs of everything pop culture. So if you want some of the ideas you're hearing in these videos to be expanded on, that's the link you need. I'll leave it in the comments below. To all the viewers out there, both new and old, it has been an honor to entertain your eyeballs and tickle your ear holes. Until next time, folks, good luck in your adventures, and Godspeed.